Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? It's Richard Zom back again, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to do a continuance of a video I started off probably about a month back, and now I finally got time to do it. This is my DVD, Blu-ray, just general mix of a collection I got going. It's mostly Blu-ray, so I'll just say it's my Blu-ray collection, Volume 2. And I'm going to get right into it. Now, most of these I got off of BestBuy.com. Some of them I get off on Amazon, but the majorities were BestBuy.com. So let's crack into it. First one up is Rise of the Planet of the Apes. This was actually surprisingly really well made. I prefer it over its predecessors. I know it's blasphemy to say so. I love Charlton Heston in the original Planet of the Apes. That movie's not really my scene. I mean, I've seen it. It wasn't all it's cracked up to be. I didn't like the last remake with Mark Wahlberg, even though Michael Clark Duncan got down in his role. But this one, though, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, this was really good. I liked the whole fact how they showed, it's a scientific type thing, and it became an evolutionary process from there. Once primates were being injected with the stuff, they were starting to learn more things, become more adaptable to humanity, and thrive. And what's really cool about it is just, I mean, the action sequences they did, the CGI, just the whole making up of the movie was really well done. I mean, I loved how he had a friend that was a gorilla that was initially standoffish, but learns through the ability of, as they evolve, how to pick up and become friends and become like this surrogate family, and go from there with, I guess you can say, the process of repopulating the planet. But really well made, really awesome movie. I prefer it to its predecessors, like I said, and $5 off BestBuy.com. Next one. This is a classic. Swordfish. I actually like this movie. A lot of people gave it type of mixed reviews. I can understand why. Hugh Jackman playing a computer hacker was a little bit of a left field situation for me. I mean, it still worked, but it was a little surprising. I personally liked it because they shot some really cool movie scenes in downtown LA, and that's where I work, and I've been raised around downtown and all that. So it was cool because I remember them using that crane helicopter to carry, I believe, the bus. And I mean, I was at work when they were filming that, and I mean, that copter's a beast. I mean, we were indoors. I mean, you can hear that bad boy like just hovering over it while they're filming. I thought it was really cool. And then another thing was, and most fans, we all of us testosterone-loving, dudes who raged out. We rage out with that stuff. And no offense to the ladies, but all of us guys, our testosterones went to the roof. We were very grateful and very humbled and happy with the fact. We were surprised. Halle Berry has a topless scene in here, and Halle Berry is one gorgeously beautiful African American woman, and I have no shame in saying that. I love the sisters, and even for her age now, currently, that's a beautiful woman. But yeah, really cool pickup for $5. Next one on the list is Face Off. Initially, when I saw the trailers for this movie, when it was first coming out, I wasn't really feeling it too much. When it went on DVD and I rented it from a video store, I did land up liking it. I mean, I am a Nicolas Cage fan. I am a so-so kind of John Travolta fan, because for me, with him, it's a hit or a miss. But the whole premise of the movie is really cool. It's all about being able to adapt more for you to change your identity, for the purposes of getting away with, I guess you could say, crime, and changing your identity. If you're a serial killer, you can change your identity. If you're a robber, you can change your identity. But it's initially one of these things that was like a high-tech form of security for like companies like the FBI, the CIA, stuff like agencies, pretty much. And Nicolas Cage is playing a criminal and figures out about this and does the whole thing to infiltrate the system that's trying to track him down, to get back at the guy who's been, John Travolta's character, his whole career has been trying to shut him down. And it was really well made. I mean, good action sequence, really good pace to the movie. Nicolas Cage got down in it. I was thoroughly impressed. Just a really well made action guy film. So it's really cool. Face Off. Next one on my list. And I was surprised this was $5 on BestBuy.com. I was actually happy, like really happy when I saw it. A Good Day to Die Hard. Now, a lot of people didn't like this one. You know, it's the most recent installment in the Die Hard franchise type series. I thought it was okay. I thought the whole Chernobyl tie-in referencing was kind of funny, and the story wasn't really strong, but for me it was still enjoyable. I loved the action. I loved all the sequences they did, and again, for a movie that just like still relatively fresh, for it to be $5 was an awesome pickup. So if you guys love Die Hard, most of you should. It's Bruce Willis. Do yourself a favor if you can find it for $5. I say add it to your library. It was good. And the next one, Boondock Saints 2. Now, my former roommate Jimmy got me into the first Boondocks, which was really, really, really cool. Well-made movie. Thoroughly liked it. This one is lackluster. It's a hit or a miss. A lot of people like it. A lot of people are not really feeling it. I mean, for me, it had a little bit too much of a cartoony, almost humorous side to it, rather than the seriousness that the first one was. Norman Reedus, of course, gets down again. I mean, this guy, he trips me out. I mean, for his age, he's in phenomenal freaking shape. The dude looks like he's like 33, and he's already like pushing 50 plus now. I mean, everyone's been watching The Walking Dead. You all know Daryl Dixon's kicking ass, Norman Reedus. But in the first two, part 1 and part 2 of this, he did really well in the character. I really loved how they brought them back. It was good, but it wasn't great like the first one. I mean, it's hard to top your first movie, and this is a case of that. It's decent, but it's nowhere near the excellence of what part 1 was. But for $5, I'm not going to complain. Contact. Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. Now, this is one of those movies I was surprised I was going to like. I like stuff that's kind of sci-fi and stuff like that. But the whole premise about this was it's kind of cool. It's like you're able to... It's almost like, that religious type thing where people who have, I guess, psychic ability, where you're able to contact with, people from the past who are no longer living, stuff like this. But this process of it is like on a scientific level. They find out research that gives them capability of being able to send somebody through like a time loop, like a black hole type situation. They make this contraption that's like a geometric sphere that's supposed to carry you into it by time travel and bending light and all that awesome Star Wars jargon that I'm not even going to get into because my brain doesn't feel like having an intellectual aneurysm right now. But it's still a really well made movie. Really impressed with the graphics. Love the whole way they did it. My whole thing, I try to stick to collecting Blu-rays that pretty much cater to those things I'm saying. Like, I try to find I try to find the ones that cater to the high definition graphics, CGI, or sci-fi. So that way you're getting like your optimum money's worth. You're getting stuff that was specifically made to accentuate those qualities from the Blu-ray. So that's why I picked up a movie like this. Now sometimes I come across other movies like you saw, the action movies like Boondocks, stuff like that. But I only pick those up because it's $5. Normally I generally try to stick to Blu-rays that optimize what they're essentially made for, to give you that high graphic, high definition, crazy experience. Yeah, but I mean, good movie. House of the Dead, not House of the Dead, House of the Dead, pardon me. High School of the Dead, probably one of the coolest animes out there right now for me, because of course, I'm a big zombie nut. I mean, look at that art cover. Isn't that badass? That's more testosterone going out there. I mean, I would love to have a poster like that. That's just so, yeah, it's just awesome. That's all I'm gonna say. Just awesome. Now this was a cool find again, $5. The only thing that sucked about it, and I was really surprised with, it's incredibly short. I mean, incredibly short. It's not even an hour. It's not even like 20 minutes. I literally think it's maybe like 15, 16 minutes tops. So I spent $5 for a 15-minute Blu-ray. That irked me. Very pissed off about that. But the fact that it was a zombie related, had an awesome anime chick on the cover, I'll let it slide. It didn't really dent my armor too much, but I was pretty pissed by it. But still, not bad. Fine, you know, $5. And I know I keep on mentioning $5, but I'm going to keep on saying it because I want to continuously reiterate. You guys got to keep checking these, you know, Target and Walmart and Kmart and Best Buy. Like, they have phenomenal sales. You have to be aware of them. Sign up for those emails, those alerts. They're totally worth it. Now, the last one in this for my part 2 before I begin filming part 3 and everything, and you guys may see my clothes again because I'm going to do back-to-back episodes just because of time crunch and, you know, restraints like that, because we all get busy. Last one you end it with is another one I was surprised to get for $5. It's Ridley Scott's Prometheus. In a sense, the prequel to Aliens, even though they say it's not. Aliens, when I was younger, was one of those ones that was really difficult for me to watch because, again, like I've said in many of my videos before, I have a thing with certain horror. I can watch certain categories of it, other categories kind of mess with me, and I'm a big-ass chicken when it comes to that, openly admitted. But this one wasn't bad. This one I was more impressed with the graphics and how beautiful they made their spacecraft, like their carrier they came down to the planet on, and the initial opening graphics of the life form that has human qualities that you see, and how it dissolves in the water. I mean, that whole scene and the way they did it and the way they shot it, and then just the way they did the CGI for the ship and everything, it was so fluid, so flawless. It was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful quality. I mean, for me, that's the most impressive thing in this movie, and people are like, are you freaking kidding? Yes, the ship is the main focal point for me in this movie. I mean, I was just awestruck with how awesome they made it look. I mean, it was the most detailed, lifelike thing I've ever seen in a lot of HD movies. I mean, I'll put it up there with, like, Avatar quality, and I didn't really like that movie. Not because it wasn't great. Graphics-wise, it was phenomenal. I personally don't like Avatar because all they did was made a live-action version of Ferngully. Now, if any of you awesome fans on here know Ferngully is the animated movie to Avatar. Cameron's not fooling anybody. At least not me. But again, Prometheus, awesome find for $5. Incredible graphics. That ship, I'm telling you, even if you just pick it up to watch that ship, it's going to be worth the $5 being invested. But I mean, it's cool to come across it. Now I can add it to my collection. When I eventually find Aliens for cheap, I'll add them to the collection as well. But I probably won't be watching them because they may creep me out again. Alright, but with that being said, that'll be the end of Blu-ray Volume 2, and I will get started on other volumes to show you guys. I hope you enjoyed me sharing this with you. Hope you guys like the fact I showed you where to go get them, and stay tuned for the following episodes. Until then, I will see you guys later.